Well, early one morning the sun was shining. I was laying in bed, wondering if she'd changed at all, if her hair was still red. Her folks, they said our lives together sure was gonna be rough. Never did like Mama's homemade dress, Papa's banquet wasn't big enough. And I was standing on the side of the road, pain falling on my shoes. Heading out for the old East Coast, Lord knows he's paid some dues. Getting through, tangled up in blue. Well, she was married when we first met, soon to be divorced. Helped her out of a jam, I guess, but I used a little too much force. And we drove that car as far as we could and abandoned it out west. Split up on the docks that night, both agreeing it was best. But she turned around to look at me as she was walking away. Heard her say over my shoulder, I'll meet again someday on the avenue, tangled up in blue. Well, I had a job in the great North Woods, working as a cook for a spell. Never did like it all too much, and one day it just went to hell. And I drifted on to New Orleans, lucky just to be employed, working for a while on a fishing boat somewhere outside of Delacroix. But all the while I was alone, my past was close behind. Seen a lot of women, but she never escaped my mind, and I just grew tangled up in blue. When she was working in a topless place, I stopped in for a beer. Just kept looking at the side of her face and the spotlight so clear. And later on, when the crowd trimmed down, just about to do the same, but she was standing there at the back of my chair and said, "Don't tell me, let me guess your name." Well, I muttered something underneath my breath. She studied the lines on my face. Must admit, felt a little uneasy when she bent down to tie the laces on my shoes, tangled up in blue. Well, she lit a burner on the stove and she offered me a pipe. Thought you'd never say hello, she said, you look like the silent type. And she opened up a book of poems, handed it to me, written by an Italian poet from the 15th century. And every one of them words rang through and glowed like burning coals, pouring out of every page like it was written in my soul. From me to you, tangled up in blue. Well, I lived with him on Montague Street in a basement down the stairs. There's music in the cafes at night and revolution in the air. And then she started into dealing with slaves and something inside of them died. They had to sell everything they owned and we froze up inside. When it all came crashing down, I became withdrawn. The only thing I knew how to do was keep on keeping on like a bird that flew, tangled up in blue. And now I'm going back again. I got to get to her somehow. All the people we used to know, they're an illusion to me now. And some are mathematicians, some are carpenters' wives. Don't know how it all got started, I don't know what they do with their lives. But me, I'm still on that road, heading for another joint. We always did feel the same, we just saw from a different point of view. Tangled up in blue.